11 o'clock, we got number 11 Michigan State traveling to Rutgers. Michigan State 4.5 points favorites on the Big Ten Network. Michigan State season has phenomenal, and we're talking about. There's been two Big Ten teams that were unranked at the start of the year that are now either you're like Michigan State outside the top 10, barely outside the top 10, or like Michigan, who is inside the top 10. Michigan State had a 38-21 win at Northwestern. Now that win hasn't turned out to be as much as we thought it would. And honestly, Michigan State, this is a chance for them to prove themselves. Which again, I said this in a previous video. It's weird when Rutgers is a chance to prove themselves. But again, they had a 42-14 win against Youngstown State, 38-17 win against at number 24 Miami. But obviously, Miami's not ranked anymore for very good reason. They're not a very good football team. A 23-20 win against Nebraska in overtime. Which, I mean, I guess that's a good win because Nebraska has turned out to be a very solid football program. I mean, Scott Frost kind of turned that around. But and then they ended up winning last week 48-31. But this is kind of a big game for them. Rutgers started the season 3-0, 61-14 win against Temple, 17-7 win at the Cuse, and then a 45-13 win against Delaware. They lost last week with a 2013. That was 2 weeks ago at number 19 Michigan 20-13. But then last week was a humiliating loss 52-13 against number 11 Ohio State at home. Noah Vedrell went 16-26, threw for 152 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Jameer Wright Collins had 4 carries for 39 yards, and Aaron Cruikshank had 3 catches for 102 yards and a touchdown. Michigan State's 8-4 against Rutgers all time. One last game went to Rutgers though, but the last 6 had gone to Michigan State before that. I think Michigan State's a really good football team. Honestly, I think they are a top 10 team. I think they were kind of screwed out of a top 10 ranking. In my opinion, honestly, I don't know how you put Ohio State in over top of Michigan State. I mean, I just don't see it. Ohio State's wins are just not there. I mean, arguably your best win if you're Ohio State was against the Minnesota team at Minnesota. And again, it's not a great win. Now, again, I don't think Michigan State has some great wins, but Michigan State has the thing to point to that they're undefeated, right? And Ohio State does not. I don't understand how there's one-loss teams ahead of this Michigan State team that is looking phenomenal right now. Honestly, phenomenal. Spartans. I love the Spartans here. I think they're going to win, and I think they're going to cover. I think it's not going to be all that close. Kenneth Walker III had 24 carries for 126 yards and 3 touchdowns last week. He has been their guy. Not to mention Peyton Thorne, who also threw for 327 yards. It's like the quarterback is literally not even the most important part of this offense, and it's just he is also very solid. That's why I think Michigan State's such a dangerous football team this year. Watch out for them. And Naylor, also a phenomenal receiver. 8 catches for 120 yards last week. You got to give me Rutgers here. I mean, you got to give Michigan State here to win and dominate against Rutgers.